Recovery and rebuilding continuing on the eastern panhandle following the devastation of Hurricane Michael last month.
Right, our Fox 10 morning news anchor Eric Reynolds lived and worked at Tyndall Air Force Base in Panama City while serving in the Air Force. And earlier this month, Eric returned to Tyndall for the first time since Hurricane Michael. Here's his story.
Tyndall Air Force Base and Panama City, they're places I have fond memories of. It's also an incredible setting with unspoiled white sandy beaches on the Gulf of Mexico. Hurricane Michael, though, changed a lot of that last month for the 11,000 service members and their families. I recently visited Tyndall and heard the stories of what happened and what's next. Two days before Hurricane Michael's landfall, Tyndall Air Force Base was in full preparation, running through its hurricane condition checklist.
We prepped aircraft. We flew about half the fleet out on Monday. First light on the 9th, we launched out the rest of the aircraft that we had. So by 1500 or 3 o'clock on the 9th, this place was a ghost town, and all that was left was the 93 of us who stayed behind.
Base Commander Colonel Brian Laidlaw and the rest of the 93 in the ride-out element hunkered down in two of the strongest buildings.
We lost our roof in the first half of the storm as the eye was passing overhead. We heard the roof peel off. We started taking on a bit of water. All told, the eye was here for about 20 minutes or so, but it was a good 3 or 4 hours where we were from start to finish. Most of the buildings that we could see were missing their roofs. Most of the trees that we could see were down at that point in time. And much like the rest of this area, it was just scattered with debris in every direction. I'll tell you, we weren't really saying a lot. There wasn't really a lot to say. It was a pretty sobering picture to try to digest. We took as direct a hit as you could. It's going to be a strong Cat 4, maybe a Cat 5, and Tyndall is the bullseye.
A satellite image shows the 29,000-acre Air Force Base in Hurricane Michael's eye.
10 October was a tough day for this base. It was devastating. I mean, it was catastrophic. Initial assessment said this base is 95%, right? That was the initial number.
The Air Force quickly sent help, task forces, to assess, determine, and preserve. Colonel Pat Miller arrived from San Antonio, Texas.
We're looking at the infrastructure, the water, the sewer, electric, gas, the roads, street lighting. So it's more than just the buildings.
Less than 30 days after Michael, Tyndall is getting back on its feet.
And I can tell you today, water is good, electricity is good, sewer is good, gas is good, the airfield is good. 44% of our facilities on this installation are good. Because of the amazing work of the men and women that are here, both military and contractors, we are changing the landscape of this base by the minute. Walking onto this base 3 weeks ago, I would have never thought we were at where we are today.
Tyndall resident engineer Jonathan Carr represents the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Mobile District.
The debris that's been cleared, the buildings that have been tarped and are already starting to get repaired, just amazing effort from everybody.
Every single one of those people is here for a very specific purpose, and they are working day and night to get this base back on its feet as quickly as they can. I'll tell you, when I walked out of that building a month ago, if you'd have told me the base was going to look like this 30 days from now, I would have found that pretty hard to believe.
Despite the unbelievable damage from Hurricane Michael, there is hope and optimism among the men and women of Tyndall Air Force Base. 1,000 of them have already returned to their jobs. The Secretary of the Air Force has set timelines now for resuming Tyndall's mission. Everyone that I talked to says those timelines will be met.